So hi, one of the Good Noise podcast here with VAZUM. We're gonna ask them some questions today. I'm gonna start. So, what inspired you guys to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
I started the band a few years ago because I was a drummer in other bands, and then I decided to start my own thing.
Okay.
And
Okay.
there's not much meaning behind the name. It comes from a old Sega Genesis game that was unreleased.
Okay. Very cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, congrats on your newest release, Vampyre Villa. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
It's been really good. Um, we've been putting it out there and promoting it, and people seem to like it.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, the being featured on Post Punk blog was pretty exciting. We had
That's-
the video for We Made for Poison was premiered on it last week, and so that felt like a pretty solid validation.
That's really
Definitely.
cool, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm so happy to hear that.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your writing process for that album?
Most of those songs were songs that I had written a few years ago. I had done demos of. And then when the pandemic hit in March and there wasn't much to do, it was just a good time to finish them.
Okay.
And so most of the recording was done by myself. And then Emily recorded a bunch of vocals on it as well, and bass.
All right. Very cool.
That's so cool. Wait, so were all of the songs already demoed out before the pandemic hit?
Yeah.
Wow. Alright.
So it's just a matter of finishing them.
Yeah.
Lots of mixing.
Mhm.
Lots
Yeah.
of mixing. Yeah, I don't know, unless you do your own recording, the amount of mixing is a lot of times tons of more effort and time than the, writing,
Yeah.
practicing, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had so Vampire Villa was all recorded and mixed at home by mostly me. And I had never officially, done a whole album of songs that I recorded myself. So it was a big learning curve, but I'm glad that I did it because I ended up, learning a lot in the process.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. Sorry. Yeah. So, where was your headspace while making the album?
The headspace was a little bit paranoid and angry and frightened, uncertain. Yeah.
We had a tour booked for May that was going to be, kind of the East Coast and Midwest. We were really, looking forward to that. And then as things compounded and became more serious with the pandemic, we're like, just like all that angst, all that anxiety kind of went into, well, who knows? This could be your last this could be your last hurrah, so try to make it as exciting as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
So, is there any meaning behind the album name, Vampire Villa?
Actually, there is. I have some part-time jobs, one of which is being a waitress, and it was at a restaurant, and I ended up leaving because of sexual harassment of by one of the managers, and I would always say, "Oh, I gotta go to the." It comes up with ridiculous names like the Villa of Sodom, the Villa of Bottom, just because there was so much stress and having to keep returning to that workplace.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I just called it, "Oh, gotta go to the Vampire Villa,"
Okay.
and so it's kind of like a double-edged meaning where vampirism comes like in different forms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, by
That,
the
you
way.
know, it dealt with it, but you know, it's plus it sounds cool. And there's
Yeah.
kind of a tendency for everything VAZUM to have V's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It works. It works.
it works.
Yeah, Villa was the name of the restaurant.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the villa. So
Villa.
Yeah, and every album we do has to have a V name.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's cool. So, what was it like making a full album in quarantine? Like, what was that entire process like?
It was fun. At first, it was fun because you know was able to finish my ideas that I had started. And then it started getting really tedious with trying to get the mixes right,
Okay.
and got to a point where I just had to say, all right, you know, it's done. There's not much more I can do to it. If I keep working on it, I'm just going to make it worse.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't want to get too nitpicky, I guess.
Yeah, it got pretty nitpicky towards the end.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get all that time on your hands.
Yeah. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So, what band influences do you think you can hear the most on this new record?
Well, there's some people have said Christian Death for a couple of the songs. What else do you think?
coming into the project, you know, we both love death rock and shoegaze. We, you know, are inspired by My Bloody Valentine and a lot of that. So it's such a hybrid that's why we came up with the genre death gaze. Is it doesn't really sound like another band, and purely by accident or intent, you know, we feel like we have strong influences, and then but no one can really say, oh, it sounds like these guys, which ultimately that's great. But it makes it harder for people to say, oh, if you like this, you're gonna like this. But the overwhelming consensus is everyone's, oh my gosh, this sounds so 90s.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of 90s bands, so that makes a lot of sense. But you know, going any band from the there's just a lot of influences that could be heard
Okay.
too.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. So, is there a certain feeling you want your listeners to have while listening through the album?
That's a good question. That isn't something that I've really thought about too much, because it's mostly while making the album, it's mostly thinking about the way I think it sounds, not really what other people are going to think about it.
Okay.
But overall, I did want the album to be powerful,
Yeah.
and be loud, and something that had some energy to it, and so I think I accomplished that.
You did. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years?
Well, we're doing a lot of recording now.
Ooh.
We have another album that's almost done.
Holy shit.
Wow. Wait, already?
yes. Yeah. So hopefully that one will be out on October 1st.
Oh.
And that is a really special time of the year. You guys probably love Halloween too. But it's a Halloween themed album.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it's going to be pretty. We've kind of made some fun content to go with it that's Halloween themed. And it's like a whole package we're putting together. So
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's so exciting. I love that. All right. So, for the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music and go straight to death row. So, if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
I would pick probably like an Indian smorgasbord. I love Indian food and I can't cook it. And then it would be, a silver tequila on the rocks.
Alright.
A real stiff one.
I would have a steak with a whiskey.
All right.
Alright. Simple, solid.
Yeah.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Oh, hands down, the Anne Rice Vampire Chronicles realm for sure.
Mm.
All right.
Yep.
I would live in a David Lynch movie. Any one of them.
All right.
Okay.
Well, different
Solid.
answers. We typically just get like Star Wars or Harry Potter. So
Yeah. It's nice to hear, though. It's
Yeah.
nice to hear different stuff. So, I have the honor of asking the last question, and every single person we've spoken to have said it's the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Aubergine.
Ooh, is that a red?
It's
Like-
it's French for eggplant.
Oh, yeah,
Very
yeah.
deep, plummy, purple.
Mm-hmm.
I would say blue.
Oh,
Hmm? You have a specific shade?
A darker blue.
Darker blue? Alright.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So as Glory said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah. Our next album, which we already discussed, but October 1st is
Yeah.
the tentative release date.
And it's can I do the title?
Mhm.
It's gonna be called Rated V.
Oh, I love that. Okay, alright.
Love it, the V theme.
Mhm.
And we can. You want to sneak them with the glasses? Here's a little teaser of what's gonna be involved with
Oh, that's so cool. Oh my god.
with some of the physical stuff.
That's so cool.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
yeah, keep an eye out. We're really excited about it.
That's very
And our album is available. I don't know if anyone downloads anymore, if that's important to people, but it is up for free download on Bandcamp and all the streaming sites. So if anyone is watching would like to check us out, just type in VAZUM into any browser, VAZUM, and we'll come up somewhere.
All right.
Yep.
I'm kind of curious what you guys listen to music on.
Oh, like our listening, like bands and stuff?
Preference?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can go first. It's like polar opposite
Okay,
almost.
so if you guys want bands, it's like I listen to Korn, Slipknot, Motionless in White, bands in like that genre, new metal and metalcore and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
What
And then-
about
Do you like streaming or download, or you
Oh.
like physical copies?
I am streaming and physical media.
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, and then I listen to more pop, and then just the basic like My Chemical Romance, 21 Pilots. I was gonna say Panic. It's just no, not anymore. Just like that type of stuff, and then like One Direction and the solo stuff that they did. And I also stream and I buy CDs and sometimes vinyls every now and then.
Okay.
CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love CDs.
Okay.
They're
Do
cheap.
you buy CDs too, Shane?
Yes.
or
Yeah,
vinyl?
they're cheaper than the vinyl, so I'm like, I'll just
Yeah,
get the
vinyls
CD.
are scary.
Yeah.
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 That's always So that's always the thing with being a band is trying to decide what physical product to make because
Yeah.
everyone has a different answer.
Yeah. I mean, most of our friends in the DIY scene do tapes just because those
Yeah,
are
tapes.
those are cheap and easy to get around. So
hmm
Yeah.
even if they're a dead format, so
Mhm.
They're still also like really cool to collect because they're so compact and like I don't know,
Yeah.
I like them.
all right.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us, guys. This has been VAZUM, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.